You know what? Creations are just so not fun at all.
Oh my goodness. Okay, we're gonna have to like stop laughing long enough to talk, I think, just a little bit. So, hi everyone. I'm Siri Rivas.
And I'm Lorraine Hughes.
And yeah, we wanted to check in with y'all again. So cool. We had so much fun after our last online event, which was the co-creating with facilitators. And people asked for more. The participants had this amazing dynamic discussion around, promoting and hosting other facilitators and themselves, and creating, all these different things related to their businesses and classes and events. And there was still some more to discuss, it seemed like.
Yeah, absolutely. And the beautiful part about it was we started tapping into this energy of creation. And, because hosting and co-hosting is absolutely a creative moment.
Mm.
And it is a creative project. It doesn't look like a piece of artwork on the wall, but it is still a creative moment.
Mm.
And where this next telecall sort of birthed from, which is communicating with your creation.
Yeah, yeah, and that's all your creations. That's the creation of your life. That's your body. That's your business. That's artwork, like we were just talking about. Just your poems, your books, and things like that. They're all different creations that you can communicate with a lot more ease, with some simple tools and lots of playfulness and a totally different point of view that I'm so fortunate that Laureen and I would play around with all the time, to really being in the question with our different creations, both our individual ones and the ones that we choose to play around with together. There's a lot of questions we can ask, and this energy that we can be when we recognize that our creations are their own entities. And Laureen was speaking to this right before we started recording. I'd love for you to talk about that just a little bit, Laureen. Just a little bit. Just give them a little taste.
A little bit. So it's really funny because people get into this funny point of view that a creation is basically from their head. They've thought it up, that's it. And so they have control. And once we sort of start realizing that our creations are actually their own entity, wow, some magical things can happen from there.
Yeah, and
And so that,
they have their own voice, which I think is
yeah,
a really key point. That a lot of people are, if they're not willing to hear, perceive, receive from their creations, and the voice, the quote unquote voice, can show up in so many different ways.
And when you're willing to let go of the control, then it can become something even greater than you've ever imagined before. But wow, how much control do you do with your creations that you sort of maybe aren't aware of?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That if you could be aware of it and let it go, would create so much more ease in your life, so much more joy and glory with your creation.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
And I wonder how much money we're cutting off by not communicating with our creations with ease, by not receiving what our creations are trying to tell us. One of the questions that we've also been throwing out there as we've been creating this is what energy is required. What is required, and not even just energy, but what's required to actualize our creations with ease. And are we willing to be that energy? Are we willing to be seen? Are we willing to do things that are comfortable? All of that and more. We'll be talking about that in this online event. We're super excited. It was so fun when we were talking about all these amazing creators of magnitude around the world in our last event. And I anticipate that this one's going to be even greater. I'm really like buzzing with it.
It's so exciting for me to be able to create with so many delicious people. We've got the Living Beyond Distraction book club happening at the moment, and being able to create with so many different people. You know, we've got 12 certified facilitators that Ceres and I are both creating with.
Yeah.
And it's so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, wow, because it's a creation with them.
It truly is. It truly is. And all of the over 300 participants that are in that book club now, and it just keeps growing. It has a life of its own, and we're not trying to control it anymore. We're trying to shut it down. We're listening to it. We're asking each day what it requires, and it's been very clear to us as to what it's been requiring, and it's been blowing us away, and including all these other things we're creating as well. I mean, it's expanding our lives in a totally non-linear, unexpected way. And how does it get any better than that?
Absolutely. So if you'd like to join us and start looking at some extra tools that you can use with your creations and your business, maybe your relationship, because obviously your relationships are creations in themselves.
Yeah.
Whether that be with your work colleagues, your lover, your kids, whatever. I mean, there's just so many creations that happen every single moment of every day, you know. And if you'd like to start tapping into some extra questions and tools, we'll be live on the 18th at 4:30 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, November.
Or the 9th,
Clear.
in November. In November.
November.
Yes, so it's a few days away now. Or the 19th of November at 7:30 a.m. Brisbane time.
Mm-hmm. Global.
Mm-hmm.
All over the world. So excited to
Yeah.
play with y'all. Thank you so much for listening and for playing with us wherever you are in the world.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we hope to see you there. Bye-bye.
Bye.